Chris here from AV.technology. I'm here with Richard Jonker, and could you just maybe explain your role, Richard, at Netgear AV?
Hi Chris, hi Australia. What Netgear does in the world of AV over IP is make all this connection work easy. We are an agnostic plumber to the villa you're building. So you want to do AV over IP, audio, video, control, that all runs over a network that gets complex. If it's one device talking to one device, that's not hard. If it's multiple devices speaking multiple languages over multiple switches doing what is called multicast, there's a lot of multis in there, that is getting harder. So that's the problem we solve. We make multicast easy. What we've done is we've worked with manufacturers all over the world. There's 238 of them. We tested their products on our networks. They tested our products on their labs just to make sure it's certified, it's working correctly. After that, we froze those configurations and changed them into preset profiles. Now you can, if you want to set up a fairly complex network, you can just go into the user interface of our switch, enter the profiles you want to run, Crestron video, Dante audio, NDI, maybe AMX. I mean, there's many protocols. I went to Integrate last year. Everyone's on the ground. In Australia, it's a representation of all the globally available AV over IP technology, right? Which the industry is clearly not discriminating, but it gets very noisy. So we've solved that. So what you can do now is not just do this on one switch. You can do it with a controller application that's for free. You can just download it from netgear.com. You can manage multiple switches. You save a configuration and deploy it the next time when you're at another site. So it's a site level controller, and that allows you to set up an AV over IP network across a giant building in 20 minutes. We actually demonstrate that live here at the booth. We've demonstrated at the booth of other manufacturers like AMX, SDVOE. Out of box, 20 minutes, done.
Right.
Now, you can do this yourself. We train you how to do that. If you think, I'd rather have help, then we can do it. So we have William in our Sydney Chatswood office, who is available for all your questions there. He can help with pre-sales questions, right? What we say is, if you let us design the network, we will not only guarantee that it works, we'll get you the kit list, we'll make sure it's complete. We will not leave until it's done and it's working and everything's up and running. We'll overtake that responsibility. We are accountable for that. And you can call us 24/7. We have a team all over the world. William is one of many. So we work around the clock. So we're always available. And there's one thing you need to remember, it's an email address, proavdesign@netgear.com. Now, about the products, these are our AV over IP switches. We have the M4250 line of products, which is a 1 gigabit platform with PoE that runs the most household AV over IP protocols, Crestron NVX, Dante, NDI, typical 1 gig commercial audio video encoder decoder, ADS67. So this is the working horse of the AV over IP industry. We have a matching router, very fast, it has dual WAN, 10 gigabit pipe in it, that you can use to set up a router in a segmented network. And then our newest release, the M4350 series, they're faster, they go up to 100 gigabit connections. And the top two also run a protocol called SMPTE 2110. It's popular in broadcast and in the live event space. And now that the big LED walls are popping up everywhere, a lot of that software-defined stuff runs on SMPTE 2110 networks. So we see it in broadcast, goal line technology, and with the combination you can do AV over IP commercial, even residential, but also broadcast and live event networks.
I guess AV people are accustomed to having to be an IT expert as well as an AV expert, but I guess this is where you're bridging that gap. You're
Yes
saying
and
the
no.
AV industry is kind of worth our
Yeah.
attention.
Well, you could say you can teach a fish how to climb a tree, but it will never be happy. But AV people are really good at swimming. Just let them swim.
Yeah.
Let AV people own the user experience, because IT people are really bad at that. They don't care, right? So have you tried to recycle the device? Yeah, it doesn't work like that in AV, right? It's got to look good, no black screens, no stuttering audio. So if in that combination, the AV people own the user experience, we design the plumbing under that, and we just make sure it works, we can provide training. The least we can do for you is we'll teach you how to ask the right questions so you can understand what network configuration is necessary, or you let us represent you as an AV integrator. We'll just ask the questions and design the network. So there's a guaranteed outcome then, no truck rolls, it will work immediately.
Yeah, so it's not just that you have that sort of technical backup available, you're actively encouraging people to have their network designed by you so that you can guarantee the performance of it.
Yeah, so you could say the skill gap with IT, we solve that.
Yes.
It's not only that, it's difficult to hire a lot of IT people into AV industry. These people are busy, right? There's a growing market. And maybe you can't afford just an IT guy for your AV business, right? Because, well, a certain scale. So then it's easier to leave that to us. You don't have to then invest in that for 40 hours a week. You let us handle it. So, and it's for free because it's included in the price of the switch. We don't charge you. There is no professional service department with invoicing in Netgear. It's part of the product. So that really helps.
And how has the introduction to the Australian market been? How's the equipment being received by the Australian market?
Yeah, we took it by storm. This was really nice. So last year we started hiring people. So we have William on the technical side, Daniel Galea, who spent a lot of time in the industry working for AV distribution and also for AV manufacturers. He literally knows everyone. I saw it. I was at Integrate last year. He literally knows everyone in the hall. Now, that works well. The products were there and available. And the way the Australian market works is very compatible with how we work. So we immediately developed warm relations with the AV distributors that were able to give them the right product set, the right margin, and structure it in such a way that, everyone's happy. The thing is, with AV over IP, the switch will only sell when it's being sold next to the AV over IP endpoint. I mean, nobody wants to buy a switch and just have it, right? You need to deploy it together with endpoints. So that's where we go. We help AV integrators that sell AV over IP endpoints, and then the switch, it's a small percentage of the total cost of a project, but without it, I always say it back to the villa and the piping that we put in. Imagine you put a beautiful pink marble floor in your villa. Hey, I don't judge, right? If that's your taste. But then the toilet doesn't flush because there's something wrong with the pipe. That would be painful, right? You don't want to break open the marble floor. So that's where we come in. So our advice is proavdesign@netgear.com. Ask for help. Let us help you design these networks so you don't have to break open the marble floor.
So where does the distributor kind of fit into, I guess, the journey or the customer journey? Like, can you explain the distribution arrangement and what the distributor's doing?
Yeah. So we work with most of the AV over IP distributors in Australia. Sometimes it's segmented by platform. So, for example, Shure has another distributor, then Sennheiser, AMX has their own distributor. So I observe that it's somewhat fragmented, which is good because it means focus.
Yes.
If I go to someone at Madison and ask a question, I get an answer like, are you working for a distributor or are you the CTO of this company? So the level of knowledge is impressive. And I think that's because of the focus that the distributors have. They don't carry 200 brands, they carry 10, right? And they know everything about it. And they're able to demo it because in Australia, sometimes these manufacturers don't have representation. So the distributor has to do it, has to do pre-sales, post-sales, add that value. And that model works really well with us. So yeah, working with these guys is a pleasure. Because if we say, hey, we're doing this, we're doing that, they say, we already know, right? We know exactly what you do. And we also know that in extreme detail what problem you are solving.
Gotcha. Well, thanks, Richard, for your time and for explanation. We're seeing your gear popping up in lots of stories that we're writing, so good to see that more in the
Absolutely.
future. Yeah,
All
thank you.
right, thank you.